Hey guys, and welcome to Jay's Nest. Today we're going to do a what I wore this month. I'm actually about to start my next cycle in a few days, but I've just been behind on filming this, but I figure, you know what, better late than never. I didn't realize I wore so many pads this cycle. This cycle was really weird. It was a 40-day cycle, which I've never had. And with my period being late, I was testing like crazy to see if I was pregnant, and I wasn't, and my cycle did come. I wouldn't say it was crazy heavy. So here are all the pads that I wore this month. Let's get into it. So I'm going to start with liners. I have this 10-inch liner from Vasha's Custom Creations. I like that she has her tag on the back of the snap and it tells you what it is. This is a liner, L for liner, or light. Willow. Now let's move on to all of my moderate pads. I have these two from Tired Mama Cloth. I actually had a subscriber send these to me and she's kind of testing out some cloth pads. I love, love, love the prints on these. This one seems like more of a heavy pad, but I use it as a moderate. This is like the perfect size for me for a moderate pad. This is 12 inches and this is 9 inches. Look how cute that print is. I love crystals. The next moderate pad I have is from Otter Cloth. This is about 10 inches long, and I actually find this to be pretty thick for a moderate pad compared to some of my other moderate pads. This could actually go as a heavy pad, honestly. So I have this pad from Yurtcraft. I think it's 9 inches, yeah. I actually got this from a subscriber, Priscilla. Thank you so much for sending this. I think this is a heavy pad if I'm not mistaken. I use it more as a moderate or a liner just because I do prefer something that's a little longer. 9 inches for me is a little short, but this is a really good quality pad. I've been wanting to try her pads for quite some time now, and so thank you so much, Priscilla, for sending this. You sent this like in the summer, I think, and I've been able to use this on a few different cycles, and I'm really, really enjoying this pad. Look how beautiful it is. The next moderate pad I have is this wrap wing from Soft Taco Reusables. It looks like it's a little over 9.5 inches, maybe 9 3/4 inches. I really, really, really enjoy the fabric on this one. And surprisingly, I do enjoy the wrap style. I do tend to bleed off the sides of the pad a little bit, so I'm enjoying this wrap style because if I do bleed it on the sides, I don't have to worry about it getting on my underwear. The wings of the pad will actually soak it up. I have this pad from Billets Baubles. It has this like an interlabial pad sewn in. I know there are a bunch of ways to use interlabial pads. This looks to be about 11 3/4 inches, so just a little under 12 inches, and this works really well as a moderate pad. I'm really starting to like the design of this interlabial pad sewn in. I think it's helpful for people who are center bleeders. And then I have a few moderate pads from Vasha's Custom Creations. I wasn't sure if these were moderates or heavy, but the tags say they're all moderates, so that's helpful. I really enjoy when companies have tags like that. So let's start with this one. This one is about 11.5 inches. It's OBV topped. But these are all OBV topped actually. This one is about 12.5 inches, 12 3/4 inches just about. And this is OBV topped. And this one is about 13.5 inches, and this one's OBV topped. A few of these pads have extra absorbency in the center. Like this one has extra absorbency right here, and that's where I bleed, so I really, really enjoy when pads have like an extra amount of absorbency sewn right here because that's my bleeding zone. So those are all of the moderate pads. Let's go ahead and get into the heavy pads. And usually my heavy pads are only used for nighttime or the heaviest day of my cycle, which is usually day 2 of my cycle. So this is about 16 inches. This is from So Perfectly Imperfect. I have this pad from Homestead Emporium. I think it's 18 inches. It's about 17.5 inches. It's OBV topped. I have this heavy from Vasha's Custom Creations. It's like a bamboo fleece top. I really love the jelly marks on it. I actually got this one gifted to me from Vasha. This one's about 15 inches long. Vasha and I talk a lot behind the scenes, and she actually gifted this to me when I was miscarrying. I use this one as like a moderate pad, but I think technically it's a heavy. I'm not 100% sure. This one is from Homestead Emporium, and it's 12 inches. We have this Minky topped from Tree Huggers, and it's about 11.5 inches. Then I have another one from Vasha's Custom Creations. I love the colorway on this one. This one is about 15 3/4 inches, almost 16 inches. So this is from Hoo Hoo Rags. It's a heavy, it's OBV topped, and it's about very close to being 14 inches long. I have this one from Shark Bite Pads. This is another heavy. This is a peak topped, and it's about 13.5 inches, and this one actually has a PUL back. I'm not crazy about the PUL backer on it. And then the last pad that I wore this month is this one from Homestead Emporium, which is about 16 inches long, and it's an OBV topped. I wanted to get this video in and done. This is probably the most cloth pads I've worn in a while. This is just a really weird cycle for me. I feel like I wear the same pads over and over because when I like a pad, like this pad, I want to wear it all the time. It's one of the first ones I reach for. But also, like my heavy pads, I don't have a lot of heavy pads because I don't bleed really heavy except on the second day of my cycle. And then at nighttime, I just like something that's really long. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a heavy pad, but I just like a long pad for nighttime. And so I feel like all my heavy pads are the same heavy pads you'll see in every single video. But I do have a decent amount of moderates in my stash, so I'm trying to switch it up when it comes to moderates, so all these videos don't look exactly the same. But I know quite a few of you guys have been asking me to do another what I wore this month, so that is what I wore this past month. My cycle will be here in a few days, actually. I'll probably have another one of these in 2 weeks or so for 2020. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in 2020.